So I've been inundated with literally a request to do up the Westfield for this Wednesday's cheeky midweekend. It is here on the bench. I'm not picking it up because, quite frankly, it's a biohazard. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a jolly good clean. What should we use? What shall we use? We shall use something semi-industrial. Let's have a look, see what I've got. Yeah, just a rag with a bit of fairy on, that'll do. Right, let's get him cleaned up. So I've removed well, there was only one string, so I've taken that off, and I've certainly removed the majority of the DNA from it, but there's a couple of areas of concern. Firstly, it will. Oh, blimey, that's a result, isn't it? If that comes off, I'll be very happy. Oh, it will. That's scraping off, can we see? So this white mark down the scratch plate, that's going to scrape off. It's emulsion. Now, it looks like the same. That looks like spray paint. Let's try a bit of nail polish remover. See what happens. We can always. Oh, I think that's coming as well. Well, that's happy days. Now, I always say avoid projects, and this is not what I consider to be a project for a couple of reasons. I mean, first, sorry about that. Let's have you back. Firstly, yeah, that's come off. That's fine. That can get all lemon oiled up. Certainly, I'll do the frets are clean as well. Oh, that's nice. There's also some sticker residue here, but I think that'll come. Let's try the same tip. Yeah, that's coming off as well. Oh, that's good. And really, you know, with the sticker residue, all you need is a damp cloth, a damp microfiber. Just leave it on for an hour or so, and that will usually do the trick. I'm not concerned about the finish on this because it's one of those heavy-duty poly finishes, and they're pretty tough. They're pretty robust. See if that'll bring her up. No, I'm gonna have to scrape that. I reckon. Don't leave it blue for crying out loud. Let me see. Oh, I'm happy with that. That's dropped down a bit, hasn't it? I'm happy enough with the aesthetics. Let's have a look and see if the pickups work. Fairly easy test for that. We'll bung the lead in. We'll get the multimeter out. Make sure everything's turned up flat. All the knobs feel like they work. That's okay. So can we see the multimeter? And right, plonk that on there. There we go. Oh, look at that, and that's a really way more powerful reading than I would have expected to have seen. That can't be right. And it's going all over the place, which isn't a good sign. Usually that indicates a problem. So it could be there we go. No, we don't. We'll give the exhaust pipe a bit of a clean, and we'll give the pots and the switch a spray with switch cleaner. I would guess that. What are you doing? Let's try it on a different setting. Try it in the centre. Still showing loads. Let's try it on the neck. That isn't right at all. that number should stay. Can you see it flipping about there? That number should, whatever it reads, it should get to its number and stay still. But all this is a crazy. That should just sit still at one number. So we'll have the scratch plate off. We'll have the exhaust pipe out. We'll give everything a clean. While I'm at it, I'm going to whip off the trem block. Which is held on just by these 6 screws along here. So I'm going to take that off because, just because it's grimy, I'm going to stick it in the sonic cleaner and give that a blast. Well, I haven't seen anything particularly obvious here. Let me get my switch cleaner. And if you're the type of person who does clean switches, you can't get this if you're in the USA. You can't get it in the USA. It's a UK only product, and it is brilliant. I'm sure there's alternatives there. So I'm going to give this a little squirt in the slots, in the pots, and I'll also do the switch. We'll give everything a wiggle, because there's certainly nothing obvious going on there. It was a bit sticky taking it off, but you know, everything looks okay. And what we can do is we can have a look with the multimeter and just stick that on the switches, and we're getting a clean reading there. That's what I'd expect to see. Can we see that there? Yeah. So 8.63, 9, nice and healthy, nice and stable as well. So I'm happy with the. Certainly, I'm happy with the pickups. They're going to be okay. Could it be the switch? Could it be the switch? Did we give the switch a squirt? No, we didn't. Let's give the. Although, yeah, give the switch a squirt. Where's the best place? What thread? Anywhere it'll go. And then, probably most likely culprit is going to be the exhaust pipe. Either a bad earth or a poor connection. And we'll have a look at that. So, let's see. Right, okay. This needs cleaning. That's arcing or tracking. That's a sort out, and it should be okay. The connections look absolutely sound. I will think that that'll be alright. What we will do, just to be on the safe side, is we'll get a rolled up lump of something to put on the inside there. I've usually got those knocking about. So it's happy days about the pickups. I'm pleased with that. There we are. My patented output socket cleaner upper. Yes, a rolled up bit of sandpaper. Give that a wiggle. And now let's see what happens when we stick that jack plug in. I'm hoping for... Where is it? Where is it? What have we done with it? Alright, come on. Who's had it? Where the hell is it? Where is it? I had it 2 minutes ago. Oh, there it is. Oh dear, oh dear. So, let's see what our survey says this time. Can we see that? Turn that on. On the earth. Oh, is there at all? Right. So it can only be either the switch, unlikely, or the output socket. Right. I'll tell you what I hadn't done. So I switch cleaned the pots, as you saw me do, and what I didn't do was I didn't give them a wiggle. I didn't give them a turn. So we'll give them a turn, which I've just done, and try again. And now that is reading a nice steady 8.8 on the neck. A nice steady, a little bit more in the centre, and again a nice steady 8.6 in the bridge. Happy days, that's that sorted out. Right. Always fascinating to see how plastics age over the years. So I've just taken the knobs off, and here's the colour that they would have been to start. Here's the colour the scratch plate would have been to start off with, this proper bright white. I quite like the yellowed look, to be honest with you. Oh, I've brewed up and there's still 10 seconds to go. It's amazing what a chap can do in 3 minutes. So let's have a look. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's have a look at these. See if they look any more cheerful. I still can't remember what that electrical shot was called. So, let me see. That looks okay. Yes, that's got rid of a bit of grime. And so that's come up quite nicely. Oh, I'm happy with that. And look at the colour of the water inside there. Right? So, right, let's get that dried. So the 6-point trem is going back in vibrato, we should say. The accepted method is you screw them all the way in, and then you back them off a quarter of a turn, a bit, because of course it's got to move. So it's string time, and the nice thing about restringing Strats is that the tuning machines are all on one side, which just makes life easy. A bit fiddly to poke through the block, or they can be. So, what we've forgotten to do. So, trem block this did come with 3 springs, and this is really for Dan if you're watching, mate. So I'm going to set this up so that the trem is light with only 2 springs, so that should make it wobblier. But what you need to consider is that it can put, so let's put the springs on first. So you'll almost certainly have to, when it's under tension, you almost certainly have to muck about with the screws. You can't really see what I'm doing here. So the screws on the spring claw will almost certainly want tightening up if you're going lighter on springs. And be careful how you're taking them out, because we don't need to have your eye out, do we? Or have any other bits missing. So that's my 2 springs in. So at the moment, this is nice and flat to the body, and it may remain that way. Don't know until the strings go on. So let's have I'll tell you what, I'll put the strings on and then we'll have a look. Okay, I've not tuned it up. All the strings are on, and we kind of got lucky with this, but I didn't know where we were starting from in terms of spring tension. But you can see that it's just started to lift a little bit. So obviously I want that flat to the body. So really just a couple of turns on the claw. I'll try doing it with that hand, so as you can see. I mean, all I'm doing is just moving that in a little bit. I don't even know what's coming more. I don't even know if I've got a wiggle stick that's the right size. Maybe not. Oh, that's not helping at all. Well, that's better. I reckon that we're going to be right the way in. It's all right. Can we say it's okay? It's fine. I wonder if I've got one. Let me see. All I've got is that looks like a 6mm. Fingers crossed. Oh, I think he does as well. That's handy. Need to order some. So what I'll do with that, it's going a long way in. It's just start to stop. But that's alright. I think that will hold its position. Yeah, that should be alright. Yeah. Okay. Right, so that's that. We know that the pickups work. It looks okay to me. I've got the strings trimmed off. Put the back plate back on. I might loosen those screws off a bit.
Anyway, so that's it for this one. And as always, thank you ever so much for having a look. And I'll see you at the weekend. The weekend's always something nice at the weekend. Adios amigos. Ta-ra.